know, dude. This is
Plus,
like
plus,
the next.
I can just like I can just like cut out parts, so it doesn't really matter.
Cut
Okay.
out parts.
I mean, I can just cut out the
Oh, that's
beginning. Is what
true.
I'm saying.
That's
Like,
true. We have such good
hmm.
software now.
All right, what's up, bitch?
Hey, hey, hey! Language. We have like 7 words we can't even say.
So, okay.
Being recorded now. So listen, like we were just saying, the idea behind all of this is just to like when two good friends just sit down and you talk. Sometimes you say some funny shit, and sometimes you say some really interesting things, and it's just like putting a camera on it for me. Like that's really
Mm,
what it is for me. I feel like so many times, like even with like it would be like me and you doing something in like my old room, right?
yeah.
And we would be hanging out for like 2, 3 hours, and just say my brother gets home. I feel like that in itself is like a new episode of like what this could be like.
Jesus Christ.
Just something like that. Then it's like it's not 2 people anymore. It's like 3 people, and it's kind of like same format. It's like us in the room doing our thing,
Just big
and
chilling,
it's
dude.
just so many things happen
Yeah,
that
with
like
Smallville playing in the background, dude.
good ideas come up, like fun ideas come up, sick ideas
I
come up.
don't think we ever come with a good idea once in our
Funny,
lives.
no, dude. Funny things are said.
Yeah, of course. The thing is, nobody really gets to hear my stupidity except for you guys. But I don't think it's funny.
But the thing is, like, that's what's good about your kind
It's
of like
so dumb.
humor and like how funny you are. Is like you don't really think it's good, and like it kind of comes from like a sarcastic place. Then
Yeah, yeah.
it's good humor.
It's something.
It's good humor.
All
Good
right,
controlled humor.
get us
Oh wait,
started off, dude.
what's happening?
Get us started off, dude.
Mm.
Give me the topic you
Okay,
gave.
so the thing that I wanted to talk to you about is something that like was happening when I was in a Zoom call. It's not a bad thing at all, but it's something that just like came into my head when I heard something, and someone was like, "Man, don't you just hate it when like someone gives you an answer like I don't know?" And then we were talking about that afterwards because the moment that they said that, I was like, I don't see it as a bad way, and I asked them to hear me out because if you're trying to learn something, maybe like how to do math, in my case, it was like martial arts and stuff, you don't want to learn the wrong thing,
Yeah,
especially when it's not like, well, just all the time. You never want to get bad knowledge. You don't want to get terrible knowledge. So I personally feel like if someone's like, "Yo, I don't know," I'm okay with that because the way like my
yeah.
brain will be is like, "All right, restart the process." Does this person over here know? Maybe me and homie who I just asked, we can go talk to that dude,
Right. I like.
and then but like hearing someone say like, "Oh, I don't like that answer. I don't know," because like I feel like it's a different way society sees that now.
Yeah.
Someone would rather say a bad answer so they don't get called out on not knowing, because not knowing something you're like looked at as dumb or stupid. So I feel like people
That's
put their pride
definitely.
in the way.
Yeah, that's definitely a big thing. But like, just thinking about it now, like when you asked me about this the other day, I didn't even think about this. But like, I'm definitely somebody that says I don't know, even when I know the answer. So like,
That's true
there's a
too.
lot of factors. So like, you could ask me something and I could say I don't know, but I know the answer and I don't feel like answering you. I could say
That's true.
I don't know because I don't actually know. But like, I think it's a fine answer. It's just like it would probably suck if you were like, "Hey, do you know how to do this?" And then I said I don't know, but you knew that I know how to do it. Like then it would be
Yeah,
bad.
for sure, for sure.
But then there's also other times where like at least for me where sometimes my my brain works quickly, but like I can think of it but not word it yet. That sounds really weird, but it's like if you ask me a question and I say I don't know, but then like 5 seconds later I give you the answer to the question because like I had to
Okay.
process the actual thing. Like
Yeah.
that's fine, but I also think
You had to go like digging in the archives to dig
yeah,
out that
yeah,
one.
pretty much. You're just from the architect show, the Gravedigger. Um,
Yo, let's
uh,
go.
no, but like then there's also the people that'll say like if they think they know the answer to something but they don't want to be wrong, so they'll say I don't know but have the idea of what it could be, and they're like scared to be wrong, I guess, which is probably like a lot of people are probably scared to be wrong
Yeah, dude,
in
you
this
don't
day
want
and
to be
age.
wrong in nobody's eyes.
I mean,
You're gonna get like humiliated for that.
but the thing is, how are you supposed to learn?
You have to do it that way. It's part of the process.
A lot of people aren't like that though. Like people don't want to be
Hold on,
wrong no
wait.
matter what.
Check,
Like,
check this out. I dropped
oh,
the late night show pencil.
nice. So like I guess I used to be like this when I was younger, not so much now, where like I wouldn't want people to see me learning something, if that makes sense, because like so I'll just do it like perfect example. So like with fighting games, when you go to a tournament, right? You know how you see the end result of somebody's practice, but you don't see the practice?
Yeah.
So like if somebody's getting like top eights at a tournament, you're like, wow, this person is godlike or whatever, but you don't see them grinding like 12 hours a day for like a month straight. So like when I was younger, I would never want people to see me practicing something, like ever. Like even going beyond like fighting game stuff. One of my cousins wanted me to learn guitar with him,
Okay.
and like I know how to play guitar now, but I taught myself by myself. And I guess yeah, I don't know what happened, but like when I was younger, I just didn't want to like learn in front of somebody else, I guess.
Okay.
So I guess it can kind of go back to the thing of where like people don't want to be wrong or like show themselves in like the development process of something, you know what I mean?
So it's the development process. Is it because? Oh, hi Sam. So what you're saying? Do you think it comes with age? Is this something that you carry throughout your life, or is this
I mean, I
like
changed.
more of a younger thing?
I think I changed. I probably I don't know. It depends because some people just don't learn, right? Like I feel like
That's true.
if somebody didn't have maybe an experience that made them change the way they think, then they could be stuck like in the same way forever, right? I don't know where it changed for me, where I went from not wanting to like show people me learning to like me not caring anymore and just well, I don't know what the divide was where the breaking point was like I have to learn eventually and
Okay.
like yeah like dude like when Injustice 2 came out and I stayed with
Do
Matt
you? Yeah.
for like 2 weeks, right? And dude, for literally like 2 week, like a week and a half, I was getting demolished by literally everybody, right?
Okay.
But that's what it took, like 8 hours a day of losing straight for 2 weeks to
Okay.
learn how to actually play something. Then I got 17th at a tournament, like at a major, right? The first major. So like I don't know where the divide there was, but at some point I would have just been like, I'm just gonna practice alone, and I don't want people to see me lose or something. Like, you know what I mean? So that's probably why people will be like, they have an answer that could be wrong, but they think is right, and they're like, I don't know. So they'll just hear somebody else's answer. Like, I think it's the same way in school too, probably, where like, if like somebody doesn't like being called on in front of the class, but might know the answer, so they say I don't know, and then they ask. Like then
Yeah.
they said point to another kid, which is like the smart kid, and they give the answer, and the kid's like, "Yeah, that's what I was gonna say." Like, I think I can go to
That
that.
happens so often
I mean, yeah,
because that was definitely something that always happened.
yeah, for sure.
But like at least for me growing up as a kid, I would always try to yell the answer out, and if I got it wrong, I'd just be like, "God damn!"
Yeah,
Like
you're a nerd,
I
dude.
wouldn't get mad at myself. I would just be, well, yeah. But I think it's more of like because like growing up doing sports, you kind of have like that competitive thing. It's not so much like I'm competitive with my learning, but it's kind of like that confidence building.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, do you like? Because also like you struggle a lot at doing those things, and it's not like bad struggle, but to get good at like sports or like your
yeah,
2 weeks of injustice in the basement, that was a struggle for you.
yeah,
Just getting your ass pounded every night.
yeah.
I mean, it's not like it wasn't not a struggle. You weren't having a good time,
I
were
know I
you?
was not having a good time.
So
Absolutely
do you
not.
think some of those epiphanies and breakthrough points they have to? Well, they don't have to, but do you think a lot of them are caused through struggle?
They might, yeah, they have to be, because I think once the struggle, like once you start struggling with something, that's where you have to
Okay.
make the decision of like, do I give up, or do I just keep going and get better, right? Because like
Okay.
everything in life, I think, has breakpoints. Like
Yeah.
I can
For sure.
even do this to other things. Probably even when you first met me, I hated talking to like random people. Hated it. And
Yeah.
even like, so I don't think I had anxiety or anything because I don't have that now, but like even going to like restaurants and stuff, I didn't want to order or talk to people. And the thing that actually changed that for me is when I went to the first NEC that I traveled to, because I didn't know anybody. Like literally, I knew nobody, and I traveled by like 13 hours by bus to go there. So like, am I
Yeah.
gonna go somewhere that I paid money to stay with people and not talk to them, or am I just gonna be like, fuck it? Like I have to do it, right? I'm not just gonna be like the weird quiet dude. Like that's not fun. So like, you just have to overcome like the pussiness, I guess.
The bitchness.
I mean, yeah, for real. Yeah, I mean, I was literally about to say I don't know. Like that's just how I feel.
Because like it's hard for me to like understand it. Like I can like understand what you're like conceptualizing, but like the feeling of it is hard for me because as far as I can remember, I had no problem going up to anybody for anything and just like saying a thing.
Yeah,
It's like if I didn't talk, it is like maybe something else, but it's not that I had never not talked. I
yeah, yeah.
never had that issue.
I'm not even sure
So
because
like
my parents are like outgoing. My mom talks to like whoever, and I'm like that now. But I don't know what had to get me going to that point. I don't know what happened before that.
no, just like the but yeah, I was curious what point of like or what was the process of like that trip to just like turn that switch?
Um, I don't.
Was it like
Well,
the moment you got in the car with Dan?
probably yeah. I was like, I have to talk to somebody because at whole point I didn't talk to anybody, right? Like I was just on a bus alone. So I mean, I guess so. That might have been it. It felt like it didn't even feel like a conscious effort. It felt like I guess subconscious. Like oh, I'm with people like around people that I want to be around. I guess that are all here for like the same thing. Plus, it helped. It also helped like when I was there that the Toronto guys were there too. So like Russell and Winter.
That's true.
So like I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a little I had a little bit of somebody like that I knew. And I mean, it also partially helped that some other people did know who I was. So I wasn't like a literal like random TYM user that's never gone to anything before. So yeah, I guess. But that changed like it's crazy that that one experience changed like my actual life experience to where
Oh, for
now
sure.
you just talk to like I'll just talk to whoever and I I guess became one of the people that's like when people go to tournaments I'll go and talk to them if they're like it's their first time because I want them to be like welcome. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
you kind of like do the inverse. You
Mm-hmm.
were the person on like the outside before going in. Now you're on the inside, like pulling them in.
Yeah, yeah,
But dude, that's such a like interesting thing to talk about because everyone the MK scene or the NRS scene is like kind of the newest. Not it's probably not the newest. There's like Skullgirls and everything's after that, but I don't even know if that's a part of anime or not. But there's for sure other scenes after that. But we are still kind of new. We're only
yeah,
within like the last decade. There's things way older than us. But at one point when we were all old enough to go out to these tournaments, we were all just a dude on the internet.
yeah,
There was no one to reference back to be like, yo, let's all follow this dude. It was only after the first couple tournaments that we're like, all right, these are the people who's like word of mouth that we're gonna follow. So they're top players. I can't go up and talk to them.
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like that having that forum mentality kind of like is what made that. But then when you realize, shit, we're all just the same dudes behind the screen. I, why
yeah.
can't I talk to you? We were doing it before. Like,
I mean, yeah, that's crazy because that's applied to everything.
yeah,
Like,
once it doesn't just have to be fighting games. Like, if we didn't say fighting games now, like, it could have been anything we were talking
I
about.
mean, it's the same with like dudes I've met that are in bands I listen to. It's just a dude playing an instrument. Yeah,
But like, what I find is like, I don't know if it's weird or not, but like, say this current gen, like last 2 3 years, all of our like top players and everything that go out to tournaments, some of them have been streaming and um, yeah, streaming and putting themselves out on media, right?
right.
So a lot of the newer players and the like up and coming players and people who are just new to this, they kind of get to watch these players on a day-to-day basis, and it's like they're becoming friends with this person, but it's only a one-way street. Like if you stream every day, I learn so much about you. I'm basically your friend. Like,
It's weird.
what's the difference? I know as much about you as your friend now because you're streaming every day, but you just don't know me. But
Yeah.
then I go up to a tournament, and it's like I kind of want to. I feel like it would be weird. Like I want to talk to you about stuff, and like I basically know everything about your life, and you don't know shit about me.
Yeah.
Like I find that like
That's
those
weird.
people. I've had a couple people like I've seen those interactions. I don't know.
I mean, I've
They feel it feels just like fandom to me. These people are fans of these people. They no longer recognize them as people like me and you do,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they're friends with them. Like we can just go up, hey yo, let's get some game. It's like, all right, yo, what's your tag? Oh, this. Oh yeah, I've seen you post, yo. And that's it. That's
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
starts. If you find something relative to get into afterwards, like yo, I like your sneakers, yo, you a sneaker boy, my boy Toxin, shit like that. You and
yeah.
Toxin, you and Toxin love drip. Like
Yeah.
you only get to do that like the way like we had it organically happen. I feel like people can go up to Toxin like that's like a good intro to go up to Toxin though. Just going up and started talking about
Well,
like
it's
what he's wearing. He'll
close.
be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, I like what you're." But like some people, like, depending on, I guess it's another case by case. Some streamers you can't do that with because like
It depends on the person, I think, because like a lot of like I don't want to say a lot of people aren't friendly because that's not really the right word, but like they could also just not be good in social interactions, and it goes both ways, right? Like if somebody is
no offense
also
to him, no offense to the person, but like imagine going up to Tom for your first time at a
no,
tournament, bro.
no,
It could go any way. You don't know.
yeah, I mean it's
People like,
true.
who are you? Man, I don't know who you are. Imagine he just lost a match and you go to say hi and you didn't know he was playing a match. Dude, you're dead.
I mean that would be funny though.
But if it was you, I imagine it would go like a different way. Like, oh, give me a second, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah. I
you would
mean,
get out of there. But Tom would blow up.
I've had people come up and say like hi to me and stuff that I've never met before, which is like a weird thing for me because I'm not like some huge placer. So it's like a kind of a weird feeling, but it's kind of cool. But like I just like treat people like people. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
a lot of the people I talk to in the scene still like daily, besides like the people I've known for years, are people that have never even placed before. Like that they're just dudes that go to tournaments and play in pools, but like
yeah.
they're just people and not like I don't know like weirdos
Imagine that
about
you
it.
can only be friends with
People
placers
think
like
that.
everyone
People
else.
think that
Like
though. People think that.
that's okay. Then what? That person logically wouldn't they have to feel the same way? Maybe they did grow up this way, but in school I can only be friends with the smart people.
No, because smart people get made fun of.
And top placers they don't necessarily
They don't
get
get
made
made
fun of.
fun
They
of
can.
because
They
they're good,
easily
right?
can get made fun
Of
of.
course
They
they
but no,
can.
but they can for the stuff they say. If you look at people in the Smash scene, there's tons of players I can name
Yeah.
off the top of my head who are constantly flaming. They're great placers.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
So I guess that's just different too.
Yeah, I got it.
Different scene. So
Yeah, I mean it goes by personality and stuff too. I guess like it just goes to people like idolizing people. Like Sonic is like a larger than life person now. So like
I know,
a
and
lot of people idolize Sonic, but like I see Sonic as the 12-year-old kid that I met. So
that's it.
yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I like how they went from asking me one question about I don't know into
Well,
whatever.
that's exactly
Yeah,
what the organic process of it is. And there was one thing that you I wanted to mention. I remember I told you this story. It was like an NEC we went to, or it was a big E tournament that like Soul Calibur was at. And I'm playing casuals with this dude, and he's like, he looks at me and he's like, "Yo, you have a really good Ermac. Have you ever heard of this dude named Zaf? He
yeah.
posts a lot and Test Your Might." And I was like, "What? Like, that is me." And he was like, "Yo." It was just so funny to like have a random person like say, "Oh, you're playing Ermac. Yo, have you heard of this guy?"
yeah.
And it's
It's definitely a
that was just
surreal
weird.
feeling.
At that same tournament, right next to me, like basically in that same time frame, Sonic was sitting next to Tom, mopping his sub with Sonic's Kung Lao. And Tom was just looking at people, like just looking back and forth, like who's watching this? Who's watching this? Owen, all right, let me switch characters quick. Let's do a Lao mirror.
Oh my god,
He was
dude.
getting beat so bad, dude.
Yeah, that was NEC 2015, I think.
Back when this man played Melina.
Who, me?
Yeah.
20? No, I played Cassie. 2015?
Oh no!
You know
I
what,
mean
MK9?
my tournament. Yeah.
Oh.
And then character choices.
Oh, MK9, dude. Yikes. Low tier boys. Dude, I was so dumb for playing a low tier character.
Does your playstyle change from Smash to like MK? Are you trying to
Yeah.
achieve the same like steps to the end goal, or are they
No,
completely
it's
different?
I think it's way different. Like,
It's a different game. You can think of like running past someone and like grabbing, or like just
I think in Smash. Okay, let's just go by the Smash characters I played. So I played Falco and Falcon and Marth in
yeah. When I
Melee.
first met you, you played Falcon in Melee,
Yeah,
and in Brawl, it
it was
barely matters
whatever.
like who you.
It was
Yeah,
like Zero Suit, Wario, Jigglypuff. Like, it didn't matter.
you didn't care. You just played funny stuff.
Yeah.
But it was Melee that you liked then. So it was Falcon,
So
Falco,
Melee,
Marth,
I liked swagging. Like, that's what I cared about.
Wagon.
I liked style in that game. And it just so happened the characters were kind of rushed down, besides Falco.
But is that a product of the game or the characters?
It's I don't know. It's just what I wanted to do, I think.
Because I feel like some games have a certain like way to play that kind of breed like another type of like that breed an archetype. Smash definitely like if you
Yeah.
played Melee, I feel like that definitely breeds rushdown players.
Yeah, well, for
Because the
sure.
majority of the characters like Fox, Falco, like it's all pressure.
Yeah.
That pressure.
To release it?
But dude, imagine if someone starts as like NRS, like Tweety. That guy is amazing at zoning because I feel like those games kind of breed zoners.
I mean, yeah, I
They
guess.
also breed rushdown players, but I mean, like, would Tweety have done the same character choices had it been like a game like Smash? Would he,
I
if
don't
he
know.
was a Smash player first, would he go to zoning in?
I don't know. It's weird. Well, because, like, I think for MK9 at least, like, I just played who I liked from when I was a kid, which just so happened to be Melina. And I think it was more at a time where I didn't care about tiers as much. And I was just playing a character that I liked, I think. Not to say that the characters after that I didn't like them, but yeah. I don't know, like it's even the same you're interesting for that because
I think I can explain to you why my character choices are interesting because it's so different from yours.
well, okay,
So different.
what's interesting to me about yours is when I met you, you played Meta Knight, the best character in the game, an insanely broken character, right?
Yep, 100%.
But then we played MK9 and you played Ermac, and I don't know why, if he was your favorite character when you were a kid or something. I don't actually remember.
No, I can explain that to you. At the beginning of the game, his push wasn't punishable
Oh,
like
yeah,
at sweep
yeah, yeah, yeah,
range.
yeah.
So I was like, fuck, mid screen to end screen, this is like abusable. And then a month later or so, that was gone and it was nerfed. So at that point, I should have switched, but
Yeah.
for reasons which I'll get into,
Okay.
I didn't. I didn't.
That's
So
fair.
it went from Meta Knight, Ermac.
That was it. You've only played Ermac.
No, no, but you have to keep going down the games.
Okay. And then
If you count Injustice, I
then
still. Oh,
Raven, which is basically Raven and Batman, which you should have just played Batman,
yeah.
who is actually a broken character, but you didn't play him.
I know. I know. I can explain all that.
And then MKX, you played Ermac and Shinnok only after we busted your ass to play Shinnok.
But the thing is, yeah, yeah.
Like, busted your ass to play Shinnok. Then Injustice 2, you barely even played that game.
No, I wouldn't count that. But my main was Batman.
Yeah. And
That
then,
one, that was the only game where maybe my process like clicked, and like
okay.
it was a smart character choice.
Right.
That and later in Injustice, and it kind of is like the game too that helped the process.
Yeah. And
But then like
then, yeah.
MK11, I currently play
Liu
Scorpion
Kang.
and Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Well, I'll still use Scorpion if it's like Cabal, since I haven't like played that as much as Liu Kang. But like if he's maybe gonna edge a character out in the matchup for Liu Kang, like
Yeah.
I had no problem hopping back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, we can go over your process first, then mine, because I think mine is, like, we're vastly different. Because
Yeah. So to
going
me,
from,
it seems like what you like to do is like in Smash, you were saying you like to swag and like do cool stuff, and To me, that just sounds like you liked having fun.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. I'm gonna do the dopest stuff. Yo, Dad, come in here. Look, I'm bodying Greg. Look at this. And you
Wow.
do pillaring, and
Shout out
you
Greg,
just
dude.
body him, and then you do some Shabbats, and he's dead. Like you do all this
Yeah.
crazy technical stuff, and moonwalking with Captain Falcon. You're the
Yeah.
first person to show me that, and I was like, how are you making him move backwards? Like, what is this? Like that's what you love doing. So the way I look at it is, I looked at it as like. Uh, I always like not like a sport, but like I always saw that I was good at certain things in certain fighting games like Smash, and I would pick characters that would help cover my personal weaknesses, and then learn at the same time like another character or characters that coincide with my main
Yeah.
that would help fix my weaknesses, so that over time I can just play a jack of all trades that can have an answer for anything, as long as like I like trained myself to understand the game.
Right.
So with Smash, that happened immediately because you play Meta Knight and he does everything all the time. So there was no need to redo my process.
Yeah.
Going from MK9, I thought that because I didn't have a lot of confidence in playing 2D games like this, because I got bodied playing Street Fighter, I didn't have confidence in playing these games yet. So I felt that using a zoner,
Yeah, it makes sense. It
if I
covers the
can,
weakness.
it covers me not knowing how to fight up close.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Especially like when you first like when games are new. Like even Injustice 2, for example, is a really good example. Everybody thought that game was like a super zone heavy game when it first came out because
Yeah,
no one knew how to play.
yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, go on.
So Ermac was like, I don't know how to do this yet. I get bodied playing this, so let me run away and learn what the science of this is. And at the same time, I wanted to like play and learn Liu Kang, and that eventually became one of the other characters
Yeah,
among many other like. Radiant again was a character. Let me run away and just. I'm gonna teleport at the moment where I can get an opening. Like I'm not playing the game. I'm playing like solitaire
yeah,
with
yeah,
an AI that's a person that's beating me every time because the formula doesn't make sense.
yeah,
So then, like, you get into the rushdown to try and learn the up close, and then over time, I learned how to play MK9. We both like did. We can learn
yeah,
how to play any characters. We both have like a huge roster in that game.
yeah,
From that, it was the same thing with Injustice. I don't know how to play this game. Let me pick Raven. Holy shit, this is dumb.
yeah, yeah,
But I wanted to play Batman because he's like my
yeah.
favorite
Yeah,
DC
Batman's cool.
character, and once I just started playing him, it felt like Meta Knight. Oh, I can just do
Yeah,
anything. Okay, he's one of these characters again. Sick. So going into Injustice 2, I was like, I want to put zero time into this game. I already know Batman's going to be good.
yeah, that
So you
makes
just
sense.
play him. MKX was hard because I felt like the game was changing and being patched so often that, like, fuck it. I'm just going to play a character that, like, I'm familiar with. And for some reason, I kept trying to, like, convince myself that I was most familiar with Ermac because that's who I played the most in MK9.
Yeah,
But the thing is, I didn't get good at MK9 because of Ermac. It's because I understood the system.
yeah,
So it took me forever to just figure out that all I had to do again was understand this system and stop just trying to play Ermac in MK9.
yeah, yeah,
So I finally let him go, started playing Shinnok, and I was like, oh, I can play the game.
yeah, yeah. Makes sense.
Then once Ermac got buffed and was good, I was able to go back to him, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, shit, this is dope. I love the character, so like that was it. MK11, similar format. Scorpion was the first character I ever got to lay hands on, so he's who I had the confidence with.
yeah.
And going through story, Liu Kang had a similar feel for me, like in MK9, so that just
Makes sense.
Scorpion, Liu Kang. So for
Makes
me,
sense.
it's like it's not like a lack of confidence, but it kind of is. Like I don't feel like not confident in fighting someone. I just don't feel confident in where I want to be. Like,
Right.
should I just bite the bullet and like play the Liu Kang and just learn the up close and get my ass handed to me, or take like the approach of like the zoner Ermac run away and
Yeah.
do kind of good at first, but it's not actually what I'm good at and what I want to do,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then like
It gives you
what
like a
what
weird
time? I don't know.
false confidence in a way because it's doing good at the time period and
Yeah, but I'm
everybody
not
yeah,
like
yeah. It's not like it's
I'm not
part of
adapting
you,
it
but
fast
yeah,
enough.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, mine is way different cuz after MK9 that's kind of where everything changed, I think.
I think that was like one of those like early topic we talked about. That was one of those like struggle epiphanies for you. You're like, this sucks. I could be doing way better. So
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna go. I'm gonna go to a knife fight with a gun. Like I'm gonna stop bringing sticks.
it's weird. Like, yeah. So like, I was going, like, we were going to a lot of tournaments, and I was getting like 17th and like top 16 with a fucking shit character, like shit character. And then MLG Dallas happened, and I got mopped. And then we went to NEC, and I think I got 17th at that tournament, but I lost to,
Was it Star Charger?
it was Royale, actually.
It was a katana. I know you lost to.
Katana, Royale.
Okay.
And then after that, I think I realized that that was probably the last tournament I was going to go to for MK9, because Injustice was coming out.
Yeah.
So I feel like in between there, I played random characters. Like I was playing like, and then I started playing like Kenshi, because Kenshi was just broken. And I was like, this is so stupid. So I played Kenshi. Then you were like, you should try Sonya. So then I was playing Sonya. And I didn't play Sonya at any tournament like an idiot, because my Sonya was good. And then I traveled for like a month and practiced smoke for like 2 weeks straight. I had no fucking smoke. I literally did not have a smoke at all.
I have a funny smoke story for
Okay.
you later.
Okay. And then I come back from 2 weeks and I'm like, yo, play my smoke. And you laugh, you're like, okay. And my smoke was ridiculous. My smoke was ridiculous.
I had to adapt. I was like, okay, this is what smoke can do again. Yeah, I'm fighting against
Like,
smoke now.
I think I realized, like, I'm not destined to play a shit character. Like, I can't.
What made you pick smoke though? Because
cool.
sometimes we both land on a character, and I know I probably had like in hindsight a shit smoke, but I feel like he's one of those characters. If I had like put time into instead of Ermac, I probably could have
Yeah.
had a decent.
For sure. I don't know. I honestly think I picked him as a meme. Like, when I was practicing, I was playing like, with the people that I was playing with at the time, they were very below my skill level. So like,
Oh, okay.
you remember
Yeah,
now
yeah,
who I
yeah.
played with.
It's
So
like your handicap. That's why you picked.
I was
smoke.
playing
Yeah,
Melina,
you know
and
what?
it was super free. But I was playing Melina against like Jax and Cabal, like characters that destroy Melina. And it's like I was winning convincingly, and I was like, okay,
Yeah, you're on that next tier. It
yeah.
doesn't matter.
And I was
Match
like,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
and I was just like, I'm just gonna play Smoke because I think Smoke is cool, and that was it. And then my Smoke was really good. So then when we get to like
That's exactly why.
Injustice 1, I didn't know how much I cared about the game. And I heard that Killer Frost was broken, right? I didn't care about any DC character, like literally none of them. Well, I cared about Raven, but you wanted to play her, and I didn't want to have more than one Raven in our scene. Like, I didn't, like, me and you played every day for like 8 hours, so I'm not trying to do Raven mirrors for fucking 8 hours. So I learned Killer Frost only because she's broken. And because at the end of MK9, I said to myself, I am never playing a low tier character again. Ever.
Because of MLG Dallas, you
Yes,
were
that
like, were you
was-
sad? The Dallas
I was not sad.
collapse?
No. I wasn't sad. I just didn't want to struggle anymore. Like, that was... So I lost to B-Wiz in winners, which I shouldn't have lost to. That's my own fault. And then I lost to PL in losers, which is also my own fault. But, like... Because, like, he picked Johnny on me game 1. And, like, I'm not...
Fuck.
Johnny versus
Yeah,
Melina is,
yeah.
like, complete dog shit matchup. So after that, I was like, I'm only gonna play bro characters. So then like Killer Frost comes out, like the game comes out. I'm only playing Killer Frost, and I think I played Nightwing at that time a little bit because I like Nightwing.
That's true.
We go to ECT, and I got 17th at that tournament with Killer Frost, beating Sonic, dude. Shoutouts. And after that tournament, they nerfed everything that was fun about Killer Frost, and it just
Yeah, no more. Was it the damage they took away?
trade
or-
cancel.
That was it. Yeah. That was.
But it just so happened that, which actually gives me a mini segue into something.
Batgirl.
Yeah, Batgirl came out 2 weeks before that, and
Yep.
I remember when Batgirl came out, and we were hanging out, and I played her, and I said to you, because this is when you were talking with Rio and Tom a lot more than me. Like, I wasn't really friends with them. I just talked to them a bit. And at the time, we could probably go back and find it, but Tom, Rio, and maybe M2 Dave and somebody else, they put out a tier list at the time period of when Batgirl came out. And they were in discussions for that. And when me and you were playing, I said, tell them to put Batgirl as number one in the game because this character is insanely broken. And then she was the best character in the game besides like Martian Manhunter. So like, then I played her like, and I wasn't even playing the game. Like I was playing a single player game. Like I was just doing broken stuff, and like I was having fun because nobody else was playing the game. Like it was just me playing. Like it was.
That was the first time you double perfected me, dude.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was just stupid. Like
double perfect. Imagine doing that to somebody in Injustice.
It's hard to do that. Like it's dumb. But yeah, but like at least at that time period, even though I was winning, I wasn't having fun enough with the game, right, to keep playing the game. So like we had that one tournament in Montreal where like
you won.
Yeah, like Blue Nine, Peanuts came up. And I ended up winning that tournament with Nightwing, not even with Batgirl. Like I played, the only person that beat me was Vivek. He beat me one game, and then I was like, I'm not doing this again. So I switched to Batgirl and I won.
Yeah.
And then I won Grand Finals, Nightwing versus Doomsday, and then I quit the game because it wasn't fun. So like
That's a smart move.
What, quitting or choosing Nightwing?
Both.
Well, do you know why I chose Nightwing?
Because he bodies Doomsday?
Yes.
You can beat his trait.
Yes, but the specific reason was I was playing in Grand Finals against Pablo.
Yeah.
And a week before or the day before, I was arguing with him, saying that Nightwing beats Doomsday. And he did not have it. He was like, no, there's no way it happens. So when we got to Grands, I didn't even think about Batgirl. I was like, fuck this, I'm going Nightwing. And like that, I beat him with Nightwing. I just did down one spin. I don't even like anything. I don't care. But then whatever. Then I quit that game. Whatever. Then MKX is where you guys mostly came in to help me pick characters. It wasn't even me. So like, the game comes out and I play Melina and she's dog shit, like complete dog shit. Like perceived dog shit by the community, but like she was pretty bad at the time. So then I'm like, I'm gonna play Cassie, whatever. And it just so happened that she had a fun variation where you can do setups. And, like, the other games didn't really have setups until this, like that, at least. Like, one frame 50-50s. So, like...
Quan had them too. There's a couple of those one frame 50-50s, but, like, it was MKX that gave this to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard to blockable.
Yeah, so, like... I think it was fun for me because nobody was innovating the character except for me. There was like Compros was playing the character, and I learned some things from him, but like nobody was placing with Spec Ops that wasn't Sonic or me.
Wasn't everybody else using Hollywood?
Everybody was using Hollywood.
KDZ, I saw you play him. He was using Hollywood. Yipes played.
He played Spec Ops. We mirrored. That's the only other Spec Ops.
Sick, man. You should. Like in like the YouTube like area where we put our info, you should probably link that, Matt.
You know how hard that is to find? I could probably find it, but yeah, just remind me. But like,
I'm just gonna write Yipes match down. I know what that means.
But like the funny thing is actually with MKX, even before I go to the other characters I played, was like there was nobody. Not that nobody knew who we were. But like we hadn't done anything for a year and a half, so like the first tournament was that Toryukin, right? And everybody went to that. Everybody went to that, and the funny thing is nobody had me to make top 8 in their thing, and then I made top 8 with Spec Ops Cassie, which nobody was using.
Because you know what's funny though? That year and a half that like we like disappeared into the woodwork, we never stopped playing fighting games.
No, I know.
We were still like leveling up.
We were playing like Persona and Marvel 3. Like
all we basically did is we just changed gyms that we went to, and when we went back to our normal gym, everyone's like, "Yo, how come you guys are swole?" And Jer's in top 8. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. So like then I went into like pseudo character crisis mode because they nerfed Cassie, and then they nerfed her again, and then I was playing Hollywood, but I wasn't having fun because it was boring. It was like I play footsies, I reset you on plus 12 or whatever, and then Then they nerfed that. I didn't know what the hell to play anymore, and you guys were like, "Hey, you should play Predator. Predator's good." And this is like in that one summer where I wasn't playing, so like I wasn't following the meta, anything. I was just playing Cassie, getting
You were just playing the bus. That's
getting fucking tilted off the face of the earth. Every session we played.
Dude, you literally went from being the best, nerf your character, you take a bit of a break, you're losing to Takeda, you're getting hell sparked by Shinnok, and Jackie's just shooting you.
I was
And you're like,
I was on full tilt. Yeah,
this sucks.
and then you
Play
guys,
Predator.
yeah, then you guys told me to play Predator, and we went
Makes
to
another top 8.
we went to another tournament, and I got top 8 with Predator. And people were like, "What the fuck? I didn't know he played Predator." And I was like, "Hey, man, I just go by what my friends tell me to play, and that's it."
That's literally it.
That was literally it. But then I got
You had fun with him too, though.
yeah,
That
because he
the
was
buzz.
doing fun
That's what
things.
helped you too.
He was
He
doing
was.
fun things, and then after that, it's when like there was the whispers of like, "Demo Sonya's broken," but like nobody was playing Demo Sonya, like literally nobody. And then
Scar showed one person like a little sneak peek. It spread a little
Yeah.
bit,
and then
I caught a whiff.
yeah, then you guys really played Demo Sonya, so it was like whatever, I'll play.
You know where I saw it the first time?
What?
It was at what is the Texas Showdown? Is that the
Yeah.
name of the major there?
Yeah.
Yeah. He bodied the shit out of Alucard
Kodal, right?
Corn Alucard.
Yeah, it's Kodal.
His Kodal Con, dude.
Yeah.
Just like string into
Yeah,
nade,
grenade.
and Alucard would be like Alucard doesn't know what's going on, stunned out of nowhere, and like
Yeah, that was
so
broke.
much damage in the corner, everything. I saw that one time and I was like, yo, Jer.
Yeah, you guys fucked up by telling me to play
think,
that though.
I think we found something.
You guys-
And then I
yeah.
literally have to fucking fight this bitch forever.
But then I wasn't doing the complaining anymore. It was all of you guys doing the complaining, not me. Yeah, and then they nerfed her, and then I stopped playing the game because I wanted to play World of Warcraft instead. And I didn't want.
That was the. It was kind of near the end of the game's life cycle,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like.
It was in the last half
Not worth
year.
it.
Like I still placed well with her, but it's pretty interesting. And then yeah, then Injustice 2 came out, and I just played Black Adam because he's broken. Like
Oh, I have a question.
sure.
Okay, what character, if you could only have one to play as, would it be Spec Ops Cassie at Vanilla that you mained? Would it be like a mid-area broken Predator that you would play? Like I'm talking
Yeah.
Forever King didn't drop a game, didn't drop
Yeah,
a set.
like
and
Stan
NXT
3. Stan
win
3 was
Predator.
a mid. Like yeah.
Bro, that Predator, the broke Cassie, or would you go with Demo Sonya?
Demo
Like
Sonya.
those were your three, really?
Demo Sonya, yeah, for sure. She was the
Why?
most fun. Cause she
What was the most fun?
she constantly put you in shit scenarios.
Coming in hot wasn't shit all the
No,
time?
it wasn't. So the reason that was not like it was a shit
No,
scenario.
I found tons of ways that. Yeah, you're right. There
But
was better ways to
this
do
is
that
this
than-
is the thing, right? So like you hold a block string, I throw a grenade, you block a 50-50, I throw a grenade, you block another 50-50, I throw a
It's
grenade,
consecutive.
I press another button and I do EX grenade and you're stuck blocking the 3.
That's true.
Like all of that,
That's true.
but like how many variations of like back to grenade, back to low grenade, back to low nothing, back to EX, back to grenade grab. Like there's so
Then
many.
and then there's her Oki
Yeah, there's everything. And then you're trying to play
dropping nades on their wake up, and it just wakes you up.
Yeah.
To the grenade.
You
Okay.
you try to footsie her and she hits you with forward 2 grenade. Like there's the possibilities with her were endless. So it was fun, but it was broken. Don't get me wrong, like it was really strong, but all fun things come to an end in NRS games. But at least like going now, like I played Black Adam because Black Adam was broken, and I didn't care.
Like, if you were playing a character like that, like, why do you think you were struggling at the beginning?
I was playing. I didn't know how to play the game.
Okay.
Like it takes me. I'm not good at learning the game instantly. Like I actually have to play the game for like 2 weeks to learn it. I'm like dog shit. Like it'll seem like I've never played a fighting game before. That's literally it. Like I tried to learn Captain Cold at first because
Fuck.
I wanted to play him.
I wonder what that would have looked like.
I don't know. But like he was too hard to play to learn for a tournament in 4 days. So then I played Black Adam instead, and I got demolished so hard at that tournament. And then we went to Combo Breaker, and I got out of my pool in winners
Yeah.
extremely free. Like, played my first two matches free, had to play Tom free, had to play Mena RD 3-0 handshake. That was it. Like, it was insanely free. And then I just kept traveling for that game just because I wanted to hang out with people and I didn't care about the game, but I just entered anyway,
Yeah,
so
I
whatever.
feel like that's what it was 100%. You were going to hang out with everybody,
Yeah,
and you just happened to play Injustice. That's it.
yeah. But then like MK11 is different because like the first character I played in MK11 is the character I play now, which is Kung Lao, and
The actual
he was the
first
literal
person.
first character I played was Kung Lao, but he wasn't that good at the time. That's the thing. This like Orbital Hat was dog shit.
Oh, he's way better now.
Yeah. And so I just played Cassie instead because I knew how to play Cassie and I liked her as a character. And she was number one in the game at the time, which nobody really knew. But like it's a perfect example. Even in that game, it was like month one or something at Combo Breaker, and I didn't get out of pools. And like how often do I not get out of pools at a tournament? So like I don't know. But then it changed and I got really good. And then I started playing. Yeah, I started playing Liu Kang because I was so tired of fighting Jackie. Like, and I was playing him because he's broken. Like, not because like I'm a huge Liu Kang fan or anything. Like, he was just dumb as hell. So I played him.
Yeah, exactly.
I also played other dumb things. I played Scorpion because I just played footsies and teleport.
That's so weird. So look, you played Smoke as like a meme. I played him because I thought he was good, and I feel like it's kind of the I didn't know. It's not the reverse situation. Okay, never mind. Carry on. Sorry.
But yeah, like
I thought I would play Liu Kang as a meme, but I didn't. Okay, so it's fine. It's
I
fine.
played Scorpion as a counter pick in the tournament to beat somebody that I
Yeah.
couldn't beat, and nobody thought that I had Scorpion. And then I played him the next week and won the tournament with only Scorpion. So that was weird. That was more of a me thing. That wasn't the character thing.
Yeah. I think you were just having fun and you were just making like good choices character wise against what people were doing and how they
Yeah,
were playing.
I was counter
So you
picking
were
like
just
everybody.
yeah. You were playing really smart.
And then who else have I played? Is it just Lao? Yeah, it's just Lao. I think. What?
What do you mean loud? Just loud.
It's now like that's the only other character I played. I think was Lao. It was like
Oh,
Cassie,
at that time, Cassie, Scorpion,
Scorpion.
Lao. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Lao. Yeah, I played. Yeah, that's it. I play Lao because Lao is good, and I like Lao as a character, and I think he's fun. And it kind of calls back to like melee because Kung Lao does swaggy combos, and they hurt, and he puts you in shitty scenarios off of any button press. So I don't know. I just like doing broke stuff. It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, but
That's generally like what makes so many characters fun, especially from the games we grew up on. They're the ones who are like doing the dumb stuff, and it's even better when it happens to be like a character that like we either like or connected with.
yeah,
No one likes to like show up and do like nothing.
I
It's
mean,
not like fun.
some people do.
I mean, there's forms of doing that. Even I enjoy doing that, but like when your character is so shit that like it just can't play the game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know, but like people also think that characters are broken. Characters that are broken shouldn't exist in fighting games, and they want it to be like,
I feel like every character should be broken.
yeah, it makes the game more interesting. That's why Marvel 3 is one of the sickest games because like all the top tier comps are just busted as hell, and like even like lower tier characters are doing broken things.
I felt that's what made Brawl Plus really good. It's not like
Yeah,
every character was broken, but it's like every character got to play the version of their game in a really like solid, good way.
yeah,
So every character was made good, and the way the tiers happened was just which characters could punish like characters better. Like your typical Smash characters that were the best were still the best. Fox was still Fox.
yeah.
Marth was probably still Marth. Jigs in Brawl Plus
Six
is
was
fucking
broken.
annoying.
I mean, she was broken though.
But her what like her version of broken in that game is fucking like broken. It's like if you make one DI read off of like almost any scenario, you're getting rests or
Yeah,
pounds into rest. Like
yeah.
you get to capitalize in every situation, whereas like not every character does. Like Meta Knight used to do that in Brawl, but
Yeah,
not in Brawl Plus. Jigs was doing that in Brawl.
yeah, it was dumb.
Plus, that was a perfect storm for you. It's like a character you kind of like in a way, because like who
Yeah,
doesn't like Jigglypuff? It's like a meme. You get to do swag because her combos look good. She's broken.
yeah,
Like
yeah. It was a perfect storm of
if
stuff.
there was ever a virtual game where you can just be any character ever in a fighting game and fight anybody else's version of that,
Yeah,
yours that would show up would be
I
Brawl
mean,
Plus
yeah,
Jigglypuff.
yeah, it's fun.
It nails everything
It's
that like some
stupid.
characters might miss by a bit.
Yeah, she's hard to hit. Like that's
That's another thing, bro. I would go to try and hit you with stuff and like boomerangs and arrows. You would just run up, duck. I'm like, okay,
yeah, it was dumb. It
okay.
was so stupid. Yeah, shout out
I shoot a
to
projectile. You can do your aerial moves through them and still hit me.
yeah,
Ah,
shout out to
ugly.
Glick, dude. Thank you for your amazing balance, dude. The one patch where up throw was killing at like 60% on every map for some reason. Like,
And I mean, like for people that like don't know Smash that much, when you do throw someone, you can shoot them in like
yeah,
up and down,
up,
left,
down, left, and
right
right.
scenarios.
Yeah,
I mean, trajectories, and they generally go a bit farther, like depending on how high your percentage is. But hers would just kill.
yeah,
Like this, we
instantly.
just made it to do this. Once you reach this percent threshold, instead of just having bigger knockback like everything else, no, where it's killing, bro.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was so stupid though. Like, but that's why it was fun. Like, it was dumb. Like, I wasn't going to like. I mean, we did go to tournaments, but like, I was just playing the game because it was fun. Like,
It was
think.
hard to go to a tournament for a modded game.
I mean, yes, I was also young as hell then too. Like, that was when I was like 18.
Yeah, that was before all the NRS stuff. You were
It
mad boy
was
young.
10 years ago. Yeah,
True.
long. Yeah, long ass time. That's like the Toronto tournament we went to. Was the first
That's
time.
Brawl Toronto.
Yeah, was the first time I ever traveled outside of Quebec for a tournament.
Wait, the Dave and Buster's?
Yeah, like your car exploding,
Oh
like
my
that
god.
tournament.
Your first tournament ever, my car explodes. Beautiful.
I didn't. Whatever.
You don't forget that one, man. You're gonna be
No.
like 60. Your grandchildren to be like, tell us about your first tournament. Be like, yo, my car broke down. What do you want?
Well, the tournament ran at a time when we were actually gonna win doubles. Like,
How funny is that? We still were undefeated in doubles because we were in winners and lose or whatever, or something along those lines. Oh no, we were in losers, but there's only 3 teams or 4 teams left, and they were just like, "Yeah, you guys are all splitting the money equally.
so
Like, we
dumb.
don't have time to finish this."
So dumb, dude.
That is back in the day tournaments at a Dave and Buster's where they're like, "All right, so for the food, just buy it from here since we're here." It's like, okay,
Yeah.
what is it? They had sliders, a couple plates of sliders for everyone.
Yeah.
You get like 2 little
Yeah.
red Solo cups of Pepsi or something, man.
Yikes, dude. Yikes. This is poverty. Nowadays,
No,
I'd be
great.
like, nah, I'm not dealing with this garbage food, dude.
I would never drive 5 hours for that anymore. But back in the day,
No.
man, you're thirsty as fuck. You don't care.
No. Yeah.
You want to play in a Brawl Plus tournament because there's like none others happening.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, also
You
10
go
years
to
ago.
your Dave and Buster's highway tournaments,
Dude,
bro.
the thing is, 10 years ago, I also had nothing going on. So, like, I could be like, yeah, I'll go to Toronto for the weekend, and there's, like, literally no chance I have plans. There's literally nothing. My weekends
No,
were
you're
play
out of
Brawl
high
Plus.
school, or like you're
Yeah,
still in high school. It's the summer. I got grade 11 in like a couple months. I got time to waste.
yeah, that was,
That was literally like your thought process.
yeah, it was a good time. Jesus Christ.
Okay, do you want to know my secret smoke story?
God, sure.
You might know it, but I don't think you do. So one time when we went to Toronto, I was fighting this guy named John. He was like one of their best players that came out of nowhere. He ended up playing like I think his name was John. He was like their best Johnny player that wasn't
Play pal.
PlayPal. That wasn't him. They had like another one that came out later that was just better. But he had a Johnny, a Reptile, a Sonya. So I'm losing to him in the corner, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like I'm like getting anxious, and I'm like, I'm in losers. I can't go home 0-2. I'm getting pissed, and his reptile bodied my Ermac, and at the time I thought it was like a 9-1 matchup. I can't do anything, so I switched to smoke, and I looked around to see if you were there because I didn't want. It was like. It's the same feeling that you mentioned before about the learning. You don't want someone to see
Yeah.
you learn. I didn't want you to watch me play because I knew I would instantly lose. So I hurried up, killed him quick by doing combos that I learned at the time that end in invis. And then remember you can teleport behind them and then you
Yes.
kind of get it like a
Yeah.
pseudo 50-50. I did that to him and just looped him and killed him and shook his hand and got out of there as quick as I could. And I wanted no one to know that because like I was like, fuck. I guess I was so anxious and nervous that I almost could have lost. I'm like, what if people find out that like I'm not an Ermac loyalist anymore? What if Jer sees that like I did that? Like, what is he gonna say? I'm like, he's gonna tell me, bro, if you won that easy, why don't you just play Smoke? Why are you playing Ermac? And then I would have to tell him about like I can't, my process isn't there. Like, dude, it was so much dread. I
For
couldn't. So I just
nothing.
hid that. I just hid my best
I
tournament win, fastest 2-0 handshake goodbye ever of my life, doing something I should have because I couldn't. I wasn't there yet.
I've
How
literally
funny is that?
I've never heard this story before.
And then I lost my next match because I lost to like Cyrax or something because I didn't want to do the same thing. Could have maybe went smoke and tried what I just did, but no, it, I have to do it this way.
You're an idiot.
Shit happens, man.
Live
You're
and
young and
you
you're
live and you
dude.
learn,
The
dude.
thing is, when you go out to video game tournaments, like people teach you how to like perform and do things in sports, but we didn't have generations before us kind of leading the way. We didn't know that like
Yeah.
we can build a structure that works to getting better at this game. We're kind of building it as we went along. Like, Jerry, what should we practice today? I don't know. Let's just play and I'll tell you shit you fuck up on. You do the same for me. Like, we didn't have frame data. We didn't know that we
Yeah.
should be like, we were doing the best we could.
It's funny
That's it.
because like the process back then for me at least was like I didn't even know how much I actually wanted to play the game. So I played with you. Like I didn't have a job and I had no money, so I couldn't buy the game. So like you rented the game and we played for like 2 days.
Wait. How did I get it?
Didn't you rent it?
You can't do that anymore. You can't go and rent
Oh, that's what you
games.
mean. Okay, yeah.
We've rented
Yeah.
MK9.
Yeah.
We're that old. Okay,
And
continue.
then
Please.
Videotron, which is like a local video store where we rented the game from, was having a free
Okay.
tournament, and the
Hell yeah.
winners got the tournament edition of the game, which was like the arcade stick and whatever. So I was like, oh, I want to win this because I'm a poor kid that doesn't have a job. So I entered the Xbox one and I just mopped people by doing roll and nobody blocked. So then
Yo,
I
that's the thing. Nobody blocks, bro. Just
like
roll.
literally nobody blocked, and then somebody played Melina against me, and I blocked their roll and punished it. And like that was the story of that. I played like 3 games into handshake into like this $200 thing. It's like okay, sick. So then I played the game a bunch, and then me and you played, and then I just got lazy and didn't want to practice anymore. And as a
You were still playing WoW. If
I
you
was playing
remember,
WoW.
right before the game came out, we were playing WoW, and I played the demo because you can download a
Yeah,
demo
yeah,
online. And I'm like, "Yo, Jer, I'm trying it, and if it's good, I'm dropping WoW, and we're becoming MK9 players." And you were just like, "Okay,"
yeah,
but continue.
yeah. So I just wanted to play WoW, dude. So like I was just playing WoW, and then you'd be like, "You want to come over and play MK?" And I was like, "Sure." So then we would play for like 30 minutes, and I would lose, and then something would click, and then I would just demolish you for like the rest of the night. And then
Hell yeah.
I was like, okay, that was fun. And then I'd go back home and play WoW, and then like 3 days later, you'd be grinding. They'd be like, okay, come play again. I was just like, okay. So when I came back over and I was losing, and like the only way I was learning anything was just like not playing the game at all, and then learning like that. Whereas like I can't
Yeah.
learn like that anymore. Like I actually need to play the game now because back then I didn't hold myself to like any kind of standard because I was like a nobody like shit kid that just played a game. And I mean I'm
Yeah,
still
we were just having like fun in a way.
I'm still just like a nobody in the sense of like I never won a tournament like a major or anything, but like I don't want to be losing to people. Whereas back then I didn't care if I lost.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like it was weird because it was really I don't know how to explain this because like it it doesn't segue into a topic, but like it goes back to what we always like the hard work talent thing, and like
Yeah.
I've come around to the hard work over talent thing,
There we go.
like
There we
for
go.
sure come around, but it's like I don't really understand why. Maybe it just comes around from like when I was a kid and how much I played Smash, like how many hours I played Smash, I guess, without realizing that it's practice, obviously.
Yep.
But it's like I wasn't playing the game. I wasn't playing MK9, but I was the best in our city, which made like no sense at the time. Like our scene wasn't big. It was like maybe 6 people or something. But like I wasn't, I mean, technically at the end of the Rambat seasons you were the number 1 at the end of the Rambat seasons, but like I was generally winning most tournaments and placing the highest out of our city. But like
Hmm.
I wasn't playing the game, which which is very odd. And I don't know how I managed to keep that without really practicing. Because like there was a certain point where at least before NEC of 2011, which was in December, and the game came out in April,
Yep.
where I was obviously practicing. Like I was playing a lot because there was that there was a Toronto tournament, the first Toronto top tiers we went to, which was in October of that year, I think, and I lost to I don't remember what his Vita is his was his newest name, but I don't remember what his name was
Yeah.
then. And like
Uh, Amadeo.
Amadeo, yeah, and
Amadeo.
he's a katana player, and at that time, Winter Wars was probably Toronto's best player, maybe, and
It was at the time. It was Winter, K Frog, and
yeah,
Neil Russell who were winning their locals.
yeah,
PlayPal would, but he wouldn't beat those three. And Death, I don't think he went to all
he
of them.
wasn't really around
And
then.
if yeah, exactly. So it was those three that were mopping, and only Russell and Vita came.
Yeah, well,
No K Frog
Winter was there.
and no Winter.
Winter was
Wait, for
there.
which tournament?
That the one in October, that Toronto top
Oh,
tiers.
for MKX. MKX.
No, MK9. I know for a fact because
MK9.
Winter. I played with Winter.
Oh,
What? I played with
our
Winter.
first
Yeah, the first one.
Our first oh, okay, yeah, the one that even Arturo was at.
Yeah, that one. Like,
Okay, yeah.
I played with Winter before the tournament. That's where I first met him, and I was destroying him. Like, destroying him. And I don't remember who I lost to in winners, but I lost like 2-1 to Amadeo, and Winter was behind us and popped off because
Oh my God,
because
yes, it's Russell.
that match got me 13th at that tournament, and I would have had to play Winter for top 8. And he was like,
Oh my God,
yeah, and he was
no
like,
way.
I did not want to play you. But like at that time, I wasn't playing. Like I was playing with you randomly. I wasn't at home grinding shitty online. But like actually, I think what changed. Now that I think about it, is when we watched Evo, because that's probably that's the first NRS Evo. Like I watched Evo before that, but like when I was watching the matches, like you were staying at my place, and I remember this very vividly. We were watching Top 8
Yep,
on my mom's laptop at the dinner
at the
table
separate.
with
Yes.
them, and we
Yep.
were watching Rio play Molina, and I was like, I'm better than him. Like I'm doing what he's doing right now. So how like why is he there and I'm like I couldn't do that. So I think like that's what the motivator I guess for me to want to not just be like a casual or something
Yeah,
was.
you're like, I could be doing this. Like, I'm gonna do it. Because I guess prior to that, your only like MK9 workouts is like me saying, "Hey, Jared, let's play," and that
Mm-hmm.
was it. I was like going out more into like the city and like playing random people. I'd go to Jetta's at like 11 o'clock
Yeah.
at night in the morning. I would do that. I would go and hang out with Richard and like a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people and just come back to you and then like give you the
Yeah.
workout and then like that would keep you in shape. But yeah,
I
your
just
main
wanted to play
drive
WoW. Yeah.
came, dude. WoW will do that to you. But yeah, around Evo is when like you got your main drive, and
Yeah.
like when you played more in the city, like yeah,
Yeah.
you were doing way better because like you were like working out on your own now.
Yeah.
Like you were doing the hard work.
Yeah. But what was it before? I guess just old hard work.
The thing is, before that, the scene was still pretty weak, and there wasn't as many people, so it was still smaller. And again, your only workout was me, and that was enough to get you by beating like everyone
Yeah. Yeah.
else.
Makes
Like you
sense.
didn't need to practice to beat Leo and all of his friends and T-Roll
Yeah.
and
Bacon.
like Bacon. You don't need to practice because
Yeah.
I was giving you to practice to beat them because they just weren't there yet.
Yeah, makes sense.
But once like Jeddah started coming out more, the locals started getting a bit harder because people were leveling up.
Yeah,
Charlie and everybody else came, and even though he was still not that great, he was better than everyone else. You were just continually like you were at Funzo more. We were grinding. You were just beating everybody, consistently beating them. So you were just putting in your work.
yeah. Guess it didn't like. In retrospect, it didn't feel like work. I guess, but
There were
like,
still times when like you would be home and you would randomly boot up MK9 and just try to play online,
yeah,
but like you still played more WoW.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
had like these random workouts here and there.
That's true. Yeah, yeah, I guess. Fuck hard work. I'm lazy, dude.
I know, because it's by design that we do that.
What? Be lazy?
Yep,
I mean, yeah,
100%.
yeah,
It's human design because you don't want to use energy. Using energy requires that you now need to get energy, and that means work.
yeah. Work isn't fun. But I mean, unless you're having
So
fun,
you have
right?
to, yeah, that's it. You have to trick yourself, make your work fun,
The thing
or
is,
find like what you want and make that work.
okay, but like, I don't know. Losing isn't fun. That's the
Losing
problem.
isn't fun, but you have to work to not lose. Have you
Yeah.
seen the documentary The Last Dance yet?
Oh, the
The
yeah, yeah,
MJ
yeah,
one?
yeah. I was watching it weekly.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that's what helped maybe help you get more into the hard work too, right?
Probably. I mean, it definitely helped
'Cause
me
you
with
see
with
him,
WoW. It helped me with WoW for sure. Like now.
because I don't necessarily get to see your behind the work for WoW, right? I see your stats and I see what you give me back on your Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So
Yeah.
okay, um, I see that. But sorry, okay, wait. Oh yeah, okay. For WoW, I don't necessarily see your hard work. I see like your results, your what you parse,
Yeah.
your percentages, whether you guys wipe or not. So I see like the tournament matches, but like I have I guess an idea of like the hard work you're putting in because you'll message me and tell me like how much WoW you played or what you were doing,
Yeah.
but I don't know it the same way that I do with like a fighting game since that was more like us like together doing
Yeah.
it, whereas now. But like, what would be like your current hard work for WoW?
Well, like right now it's not nothing because I'm basically have all the best gear. But like
Okay,
for reference, on my main I have 36 days played on just that one character. So like if you divide
Christ,
that by hours, that's like 700 hours or something.
give me a sec. You have 36 days. You multiply that easily.
That's
Boom,
it's
boom, boom.
864.
864 hours. And if you play minimum, like just let's say it's a job,
Yeah.
8 hours a day. That's 108 days straight
Yeah.
of just hard work.
Yeah. That's because it's like
Fuck,
continuous. Yeah.
that's a third of a year.
I mean, it came out in August. It came
A
out in
bit, a bit
August. It
less.
came out in August. So yeah. But like the thing is, it's also not.
108 days. Wait, divide that by 7. And if you worked every day of the week, that's 15 weeks straight. It came out in August. And when did you check it by?
Like this week or something, I think, or like last
Oh,
week.
and that's your main, right?
Yeah, but I also have a mage that has like 11 days played on it, which also factors into the hard work for my main because I need to be able to buy consumables and everything to keep me playing at like a high level.
So, like, check this out. I was watching a podcast with a Mr. Olympian, and he was basically saying that, like, up until he would go for his competitions, he would only train for them like maybe the 3 or 4 months, like hard work train, 3 or 4 months before them, win them, and then just go back to everyday life. And everyday life is kind of
That's
just
it.
like messing around at the gym, just staying in shape because he loves it.
Yeah,
So
that's basically the
like
same
the
thing.
way you say you're like 36 days of like if you look at it as like a grind in the same way he did, it's a similar period of like a grinding up until like there's like
Yeah,
a breakthrough point. So yeah, you're putting in hard work and you're breaking plateaus. I mean, if you want to explain for anyone like the difference in like your play, you would go from like I don't know what percentage parsing would you say was what you were starting at? Like, would it be in the 70s or
my average at the
like when you
beginning
your first one? Yeah.
was probably like 85, 80 to 85 fifth percentile, and the current percentile I'm at is 99.3. which is the I'm in like the top 600 of my class worldwide in a game filled with millions of people. So like,
Wait, currently you're top 600, or at the
yeah,
beginning
yeah.
you were with
No,
your 85?
currently right now
Currently you're in top 600 like
of the
rogues
world, and I'm in top.
worldwide,
I'm also top 10 rogues in my server.
and number one on the guild now.
Yeah, number one in the guild.
So you didn't really like.
I didn't
It looked
start
like
at
a
that
small
though.
percentage thing. 15 weeks, you went up a percent a week. Because you started at 85, you basically went to
Yeah,
100% because you can't get better than 99, right?
you can get 100%,
Eh,
but that's rank one on every fight, and it's impossible. It's impossible to have
Yeah.
rank
So
one on every fight, pretty much.
has anyone ever done it?
Yeah, but you can't hold rank one. So like, if you ever like,
Okay.
you can rank one in a week, right? But then if somebody ever tops your DPS ever, like they take rank one.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, over a period of what we considered of like a hardcore work grind of 15 weeks, you went up 15%. So you went up a percent in how efficient you got per week by just continuing to work efficiently.
Yeah, but
Like
yeah,
that's it. There's no science to it. It's right there. And prior to that 85%, that came from playing and loving WoW for as long as I've known you.
yeah, since 2000,
That's just it.
2005, pretty much. It's my favorite game.
It's
So
insane.
yeah, because it never felt like work for me. Like WoW is a game that doesn't feel like work. Like you're the same way with older games like D2 Lineage and stuff like that. Like me and you are really good at grinding, like really good at grinding when we like things.
Yeah.
So like even just grinding gold, people will find boring. Like, but I can sit on my mage and grind for 8 hours straight, and not be
Yep.
bored. Because the end goal for me is I'm gonna have enough money and resource to do things for, let's say, like a month or something, right? Like let's just say like a month, right? So if
100%.
I grind 8 hours for like 4 days, right? So like 8 hours a day for 4 days, and it makes me set for like a month and a half. Like I would do that because I'm at the point right now, at least with WoW, where we're waiting for the next content drop. I've
Yeah.
done everything that I want to do. I'm missing 3 pieces of gear until the next gear comes out, and that's
That's
RNG,
really
right? I
good.
can't control that, so I can play like it makes it sound like a job, but like I'm able to play other games without having to devote all my time, as opposed to some of the people that will like do everything at the minimal amount of time but have to overall invest more time than me.
Yeah.
I would rather
That's
just do something.
100% how it is.
Yep.
Like you said, people putting minimal amount of effort, but then they have to grind more anyway
Yep.
because they're not where they could be.
So it's funny. It just made me think of something. This relates to a lot of things, but I've seen it with people that I know in WoW at least that will like not grind as much time but want the same result as you. And
Yep.
this is like a really big thing. And like this is gonna like the average person won't do this. So I mean, I think I'm a pretty average person, but when it comes to things that I like, I kind of go overboard. So like
Yep.
we're gonna do a push week. For those who don't know, it's like a speed run of a raid, and when a battleground came out, you could get your best in slot, which is like a ring that won't be replaced for like months. But you have to grind the reputation, which takes a long time unless you're sitting there grinding it, right? So when it first came out, I was really lazy, and this is before I cared. And then I started raiding, and I was getting outperformed by other rogues, and I don't like losing. So then I was doing everything I can, and I just never got that ring. And when we were going to do our first real push week, where we're doing full consumables, full buffs, full everything, I spent over the course of 2 days 18 hours grinding reputation to get a ring that gives me less than 1% of a DPS increase, just so I'm not the person that's like holding us back. Now,
Yeah.
realistically, that's not holding us back, right? Like, it's less than 1% damage, and my less than 1% won't make or break how fast we're going. But I don't want myself to ever be a factor into why we're not doing something. So I buckled down and just did 18 hours in 2 days. Like, which is an insane amount. And, like, people don't do that. But, like, if you like something, 18 hours is,
It
like,
was
nothing.
It was very similar for me, like almost like not word for word, but for it was a very same experience for me playing Lineage. There was an event that was going on during Christmas, and I had just started playing the game in September. It's such a grindy game that it takes you a level to get from, I mean, it takes you a month to get from level 1 to 45, doing it very optimally and efficiently. And then it takes you another month to get from 45 to 49, which again, um, is efficiently. So I'm not doing that because I just started it for the first time. So I start in September. Christmas rolls around. I'm only level 45. 2 months to get what I'm like half efficient since
Yeah.
it's like double the time it took. So the event comes out and it's basically 2 weeks during Christmas break where they give you like not like not infinite armor and stuff like that, but they give you like basically what you could be wearing as a like Christmas present, like whatever your best in slots
Yeah,
are
yeah,
for
yeah.
in game. This is everyone's Christmas present. Everyone gets it. So I was like, whoa, I can use this to go to an area, grind an insane amount of money, so that I can buy these things, so that then I can like play the game. Because right now I'm just grinding. This isn't fun. You can't do anything without money in this game, but if I just buckle down right now, I can. So I grinded, and a million in that game doesn't get you far. So I grinded like 45 million, used that to buy some items, and then from there I was able to like further grind, and I made like 300 million. After that, I was able to play the game, and it was so much more fun, and then like it just came alive.
Yeah.
But I what's like fun for me is I don't feel like I have a grind like that for Diablo. Like you kind of do when you have to MF to get certain items, to get the rune words, to make the character that you want.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a different desire to play that game. The grindy games are like
Yeah.
it's like what you were saying. You don't want to be what's holding yourself back from being able to play it. So you
Yeah.
buckle down, you do the breakthrough,
Yeah.
and then now you have like a new like plateau as your foundation. It's not like a bad plateau. I just mean like it's a new base.
Yeah.
It's like is what it is. I'm slowly running out of water.
Dude, I'm literally dying of heat in this room right now.
It's so hot out during this COVID pandemic day. And there's no AC in that room. It looks like you got like two computers going, a light on your back. Doesn't look comfortable.
It's not. It doesn't. It's weird because my parents have central AC, but in this room it's never cold, so I don't know. No,
Okay.
whatever. Whatever. Okay. While you look at whatever you're looking at.
Yeah, let me look at this for a second here.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I wanted to know what game got you the most excited from all of like the PlayStation 5 reveals, because there's two that I know that you are hyped for, which is Resident Evil and Dark Souls. Or, well, I guess it's
Demon
Demon.
Souls.
Is it the
Demon
Demon
Souls.
Souls remake? Yeah. So are you more excited
Yeah, Demon
for
Souls.
Demon Souls
Demon
or
Souls for sure.
over Resident Evil?
Yeah. So what's funny about
Okay.
Demon Souls is you probably won't even realize the first time I ever seen it.
Was it playing left playing it?
Yeah, yeah, it was a left playing
Of
Demon
course.
Souls.
There we go.
That
Because he
was
is the
yeah.
most hipster person I know. Dude, he knew months before Demon Souls was coming out that it was coming out, what it was about. He thought it was the coolest idea in the world, and then
That's pretty hipster.
he got basically everyone I know playing it. He got my brothers playing it because he would come over with it and Smash, and we would play Smash, and then he'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna play this. Let's play it," and I would just fucking not play it. I'd be like, "I don't like these games, man. I suck.
The
I don't
rats,
get it."
the rats in Dark Souls, dude.
I never put in the hard work to be good at Dark Souls, and that's my fault.
Yeah, it's just fun. I don't know, dude. I mean, it's hard. It's
I
punishing.
put in the work with Bloodborne, and like I got decent enough to actually play through it because I could go in through areas no problem anymore. But then like Christmas came around, so many games came out. I played them, got burnt out, and I just never went back.
Controlling.
I know, I know.
But yeah, I don't know. Demon Souls. RE5 is cool, but like, I'm just gonna buy it on PC. Like, I'm not gonna buy a PS5 for RE5 or RE8, whatever the fuck it is. But if Demon Souls is a
I
launch
don't
title for PS5, like, I'll probably buy a Seto Kaiba. But I don't know.
see. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna make me get it because I know at some point I'm gonna have to because there's gonna be games that I really need to play,
Like
but I don't
what
know what it's
though?
gonna
Like
be.
I don't even play
It
console
has to
games,
be a
dude.
game. It has to be a game that comes out that I can't get on either my Nintendo Switch or PC.
Which is like nothing.
But I kind of feel like, in a way, since you can't get any Nintendo games on PC, that Nintendo's probably the only console that I'll keep buying like 100%.
Yeah, me too. Because the Nintendo, I think it's probably because like we have a soft spot for Nintendo. Like
Because I grew up
I
with it.
like Sony stuff, but I also like Microsoft stuff. But I'm not like, oh my god, I can't wait to buy PS5. I don't give a shit about that.
Do you think it's because it was our first? It's like it was like our first girlfriend that we never broke up with.
Yikes,
So
Nintendo,
we just made the perfect relationship over time. Like it's
Nintendo.
like the first, and yeah, it's
Yeah,
like a Romeo and Juliet. You know, had they not been like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
at war with each other, they would have been in love at the beginning, and then just had a beautiful life. That was it.
yeah, yeah. It's probably actually it. Like, it's the
Because
same thing with like
maybe
nostalgia. That's it, right? Like, it has to be it.
yeah, that's basically it. Okay, I have a weird question for you.
Oh god.
Donkey Kong OST, right? There's certain Donkey Kong songs you actually like, and a lot of them come from Donkey Kong 2, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that the Donkey Kong 2 music is actually good and that's why you put it on? Or is it just nostalgia?
That's a
Like
hard question.
if you never played Donkey
That's
Kong,
a hard
do you
question.
think do you think
I don't know. I mean,
you would like
the
it?
music slaps though. Like the
Cause
music
like maybe is it a gamer
slaps.
thing? There's tons of video games I've never played, but I love the music. Like I've never played F Zeros and I love
Oh
F
yeah, the
Zero
music is
music.
yeah, but you also like metal, and F Zero music is basically metal.
Kind of. But like what is Donkey Kong music? I like
Ambient sound. I have no idea.
but I love ambient sound. It's
That's
just like I
probably
don't know.
why I don't. I have no
I
idea.
listen to it on like it's my favorite thing to listen to at work and it's not even like uh video game music. It's just like I Google ambient noises and just put it on. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I probably would still like it. I think because like that's my favorite Donkey Kong, but the Donkey Kong Country One OST is really good too. And so, like, the Donkey Kong Country 3 OST is alright, even though I don't really like that game.
Dude, imagine just something really funny in like your life happened and then out of nowhere Funky's Flights just started playing.
Anyways, dude,
Like say your mom tripped and she was
I would
holding
lose
like
my
a
mind.
pie and
I
just
would
in her
lose.
face.
I'd lose my mind.
And
I'd
then,
lose
dude,
my mind.
Funky Flights just plays out of nowhere.
I would lose my mind.
Like, you're telling me you don't like the song at that moment, dude? It would just it fits.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's good. I haven't listened to that OST in a long time now, but yeah,
Well,
it's
I
good.
listened to it today.
Yeah, of course you did.
When I didn't have my headphones, I'm like, all right, what ambient music am I putting on today? And I wanted something kind of happy, so I was like, all right, Donkey Kong.
Got some monkey on the brain, dude. Yeah, no, I think I would still like it. Yeah, probably because there's like songs I've heard from other games, not that I can think of off the top of my head that I like. Yeah,
Like what?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Hey, so have you ever tried DMT? No,
Oh
I'm kidding.
my god.
No, I was just gonna go off into a random question, and I just got reminded of that. What would you say? Because in a way, you don't have like a career with video games. It's this other weird relationship that you have with them. That like we both have with them, but like the gamers like grew up with it. Like it's embedded in us. Like what would you say is next for like your video game career? Because it was fighting games. Now you're basically becoming like some of the like you're becoming one of the best rogues in the world, literally for a game that is played by
Yeah.
millions of people worldwide. Like what do you like? What do you want to conquer
I don't know. What's fun? Like,
when it comes to video games? Is there like is there like with music you kind of always wanted to have a band, but is there anything you could think of with video games? Like something you always wanted to do with them?
so I think the only thing I really want to do now that would be fun for me. I don't know. So like it depends. So my ideally I would want to do something in esports at some point. Um
Okay.
but not as a player cuz I don't think I have the drive to be a top player anymore. Like I don't care enough to grind. But
Okay.
honestly, I would love to actually be a coach to somebody that would want a coach.
That's really sick.
That would be more fun for me because I already like doing VOD review of my own VODs. So
So just doing it for somebody else.
I think it would be really cool for somebody else because I have like a like I have like a super high standard for myself, right? So like whenever I correct like a minor mistake that I made to improve, I don't get excited
Okay.
about it because I it feels like I should have already been doing it and it doesn't feel like a breakthrough, right?
I can relate to that.
Yeah, whereas I think it would be a lot of fun for somebody that has the drive to get better and they like put in the time and stuff, but they're not sure of what areas they're not doing as well in. And you can
Yeah.
give them feedback and like play with them and stuff like that to like overcome that stuff and like see them happier with their progress, I guess. Would be way more fun for me than me like winning a tournament in a major would be awesome, don't get me wrong, but like it would be really fun to see somebody like let's say somebody was like they had a pool drowner and then they became like somebody that just gets out of pools and loses and then somebody
So
that's
would that be your target
yeah that would be
like
something I would want to do like
student? You
yeah
want to go and pick out a pool drowner?
it doesn't
You don't want to pick
necessarily
out like a
it could be the thing is I would love to coach somebody at a high level because I think like while I can't necessarily execute while playing at a high level. Like I've played at a high
okay.
level, not the top level. I think I can help
Yeah.
somebody that's at the high top level conquer the things that they're not good at.
Oh, for sure, dude. Look at every boxer has a coach, and every boxer's coach looks like the boxer coach from Little Mac.
Fact?
The literal the literal opposite of the
Yeah,
boxer,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, exactly.
But he doesn't have the physique, but he has the experience, the knowledge.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
that would be fun.
you would be like Little Mac's coach, basically. You're gonna go look for the pool drowner, whip his ass into shape.
Yeah, that'd be fun. It'd be super fun.
What
Cause
would be the format you would want to? Well, continue if there was something else you just wanted to
no,
say.
like for video games for me now, I'm just play for fun. Like, God, I like even when I was playing when the new MK patch came out, I played it like not even with the intent of like I wanna be insane with
Do
this
good.
character. Like I was just like playing RoboCop, being like, haha, the gun is funny. Like that was literally it.
Dude,
Like I'm just doing boots with RoboCop and laughing because I'm doing
boots.
boot
Oh my
into like the
god.
low gun, and I'm like, dude, this is so
Yeah,
dumb. Like,
you have to show me that soon. I never
yeah,
played a RoboCop, and not that I care, but I want to play yours.
yeah, it's stupid. I just press the gun button and that's it. Like it, yeah, like that. So I just do stuff that I find fun now, and like I don't know. I don't really play single player games, but I guess like I didn't really realize, but games like Isaac, like roguelike games, will keep me wanting to play a single player game. Because like the last single player game I played was Final Fantasy VII, like remake,
Okay.
and I played like how many like 40 hours or like some 60 hours. I don't remember how many hours I played until I beat the game.
But I
But
feel
that
like when we do play games like that, that it's more of just like entertainment over time. It's not like a game that we pick up and we add to like our skill set.
no
It's kind of
no
just
I
like
know that.
watching a movie that you get to experience. Like, oh, that was a good story. These were some fun
Yeah
mechanics, but
yeah
it's not like in your skill set.
yeah. But I
I feel
mean
like Isaac is something that you can add into that like
yeah,
box.
yeah, that's pretty much it. So like Isaac is more fun for me because it actually makes me like I know it's a like whatever video game, but it makes me use my brain. Like I have to remember what synergies work with what, and then how to use a synergy
Yep.
in a scenario, and it's random every time. So like it's fun. I guess that's why people like playing randomizer for like Pokemon and
Yeah.
like Link to the Past because it's like test your knowledge and stuff.
That's what makes Risk of Rain so much
Yeah,
fun for
yeah,
me. And it's not that I hate shooters. I have a lot of fun with them, but I much prefer a first-person shooter over a third person.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't even like come to my mind anymore when I play Risk of Rain 2. It's just like
Yeah, for fun.
the fun level is
Yeah,
so good that like any previous misconceptions or faults that you thought you had with a game, they're not really there.
yeah, yeah. I guess like I forgot. I don't know why I forgot this, but like I guess my next goal for personally, that wouldn't be coaching because I think coaching is a long term goal.
Yeah.
Would like for Valorant when rank comes out, I want to get to like not the
Okay.
highest
Yeah.
rank in Valorant, but like diamond or whatever the one immortal, which is like right under the top rank. I think like that would be a fun goal. But like it's nothing
So yeah, that
serious. Like it's not me like well it is me literally grinding, but I have fun playing the game, so it's not like I'm grinding. Like I was playing
it's
for
like a mini grind.
yeah, I was playing for 5 hours before we did this, and it didn't feel like a grind. Like I'm just like learning. Like I'm playing the game. I might be losing in some scenarios, but I'm learning in micro areas, which is like more fun because it's like the 1% stepping stone over time, and then when everything
Oh
comes
yeah.
together in the scenario of my game sense, my aim, like I've been literally labbing in an FPS. Like I've been actually
How do you
labbing.
lab in that game? You just
There's a
bots or something?
there's a game. There's two games. There's one called Aim Lab on Steam, and there's another thing called Kovacs, which is like an aim.
Okay.
It's an aim trainer.
Oh, that's so cool.
So like I'll do like an hour of aim training a day. Basically, it practices a lot of things like
Fuck.
vertical strafing, shooting at targets that are very small.
I have
Like
a question about aiming and stuff, right?
okay,
So I noticed when I was with Kyle playing Doom, the way he shot stuff and the way I shot stuff was completely different. His mouse he generally kept in the center of the screen, and when he wanted to shoot something, he moved so
yeah,
that
move
that
into it.
mouse
Yeah,
hair into it, whereas I
well,
was
move.
making my mouse go to what I wanted to shoot while moving.
Yeah,
And I was like, Kyle, you're so fucking like good because you're doing like this.
it's
Like, do you
weird.
see that as a thing?
I don't like
Is how do you shoot?
I move and
Like
I
more
move the
like me or more
mouse.
like
I move the
Kyle?
mouse. So like I think at least in single player games it's probably fine to like move your character like into like the guy if the guy's here and you just strafe into it. But like if you're playing against another person, like and they're doing this, like are you really gonna try to like leave your crosshair straight and match their movement? Or are you going to stop and move your mouse to match their movement, which is like faster?
I mean, I don't actually know the answer since I'm terrible at this,
It's
but I don't
moving your
even.
mouse. Like I'm not incredible, but moving your mouse is the answer
Okay,
there.
because when I do watch Kyle play, I guess maybe it's because we're playing single player games,
Say
and
okay. So
maybe
say
he's like figured out a rhythm.
say we're in a
Because when
scenario
I
like
started
this.
playing like him, I started doing better playing
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how he did.
But like, say me and you are in a scenario like this. Okay, you're here in the
Yeah.
back, and I'm here in the front, and I come around the corner to you, and you're here, and I could see you, and you could see me, right? You need to go all the way over here to line up with me to shoot
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
While as when I'm here and I see you moving, I just move my crosshair and follow you until you're directly in front of me, and then you die. Right? Like that's pretty much it. Because you're acting as though your mouse doesn't exist. Like you're just like I only have W A S and D, and my thing is static in the middle of the screen.
No, that's like more of where I am. He is a bit more like free flow. Like he'll still move the mouse, but I feel like with him, it's more of his movement guiding his shots.
Oh,
But
okay. You mean
he
okay?
still will
No,
move
I know.
the mouse.
I know what you mean now. You didn't mean that he's like literally doing this. He's basically like his cursor is here and he's moving, and he'll move like this, but keep his thing in the same spot while strafing. Right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Then
like
yes,
he.
he's shooting the right. That's the right way to shoot.
But I don't like see what's dope is I don't even know how to like I don't know what's happening. I don't know how to explain it, but I guess because you both are there, you know what's going on. So what
Yeah.
is it that you're actually doing? Because maybe that'll still help me with Risk of Rain because I still feel like I'm always missing.
Because like you basically want to be able to move at the same time and keep your crosshair on what you want it to be on at all times. That's the biggest thing. So like if I'm running in a circle, but there's something in the middle, you want your crosshair to always be on
Oh
that.
my God, it's the same thing with Kung Fu. It's literally the same thing. When I'm practicing Kung Fu, I'll have a chair in the middle of the room, and I want to keep my
Yeah, your
shoulders
shoulders
square
square.
with the cone,
Yep, it's the same
and
thing.
I want to sidestep around it. So that's holy shit.
Yeah.
You just taught me how to aim in games better by linking it to my Kung Fu. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
That's nuts actually.
I'm telling you, man. Oh my God. I'm gonna teach you something right now, okay? And you're gonna understand Kung Fu better. So look, the way I always, because I'm like new to it too, the way I always used to punch. and like get my energy out is I always used to think my energy just like goes forward no matter what. So when I would punch, my arm would stay stiff.
Okay.
But what I was taught is that like when you punch, your arm's going and the punch kind of just happens at the last second and your hand should snap back. Like
Okay. Yeah.
my
Yeah.
hand snaps back. It's not stiff. It like
Yeah.
snaps
Yeah.
back now. I taught myself. So the way that I fully taught myself like recently is the same way like the way a spider or bugs like move their limbs. Like they push juices through their bodies with hydraulics. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
squeeze their muscles. So it's like I thought the same thing. I'm gonna just envision the energy that I'm like using to push my hand this way, but I'm only a bug now. So the juice is gonna go there and then that's it, it's gonna come out. So
Okay.
if you think about that, you just like I can just like do that, and I'm using that thought process to like stop myself from being stiff all the time.
Makes sense.
I don't know. I just like talking about that. I thought that was like a really
Yeah. It's
cool
sick. It's
link
sick.
between things.
Yeah.
Fuck no, I'm so that's actually crazy. You just taught me how to aim better.
Yeah.
I see. I don't know why I couldn't link that. I don't know. Did it?
You
Maybe
just
I
need
didn't put
to.
enough hard work into shooters.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, I used to play them a lot when I was a kid. I used to play CS 1.6 like all the time. I have a really
Me too.
random story. It's not really. It's not a fun story. Well, I mean, it is, but I was playing 1.6 on Christmas Eve one night, and that night for dinner we had meat pie, like tortilla. No, this
Okay.
this makes sense.
You
And
know it's a
I
good memory because you got every part
no,
down.
I mean no, it's not really a good memory when I get to the part that's happening. So I
Oh.
yeah I stayed up until like 4 in the morning like playing. I went to bed and I woke up 2 hours later and I puked. I don't know why. Yeah, like the thing is I don't puke ever. But that is like vivid in my mind. So it was like Christmas morning. I wake up. It's like 8. My parents are like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I puked at like 6 in the morning after playing CS." Like, but yeah, when I was like 12, 13, like I used to play CS all the time. So like, yeah, that's fun.
That's what Kyle was doing too. When he was 12, 13, he was playing CS all the time, and he was so good back then. Like, I thought I was getting pretty good. I started like letting him use it on my computer until he got one that could finally play it, and he just took off, dude. He was able to put in that hard work like, way better than me. I couldn't touch him. He basically made me quit like shooters.
Oh, that's funny.
No, Kyle's really good at putting in hard work too, because when Smash first came out, the only reason why like I shifted to Meta Knight is because he was beating me, and I'm like, fuck, I need to beat
Yeah.
Kyle. I couldn't beat his wolf with any of the links or any character. I would just die to like down smash, forward smash. I'm like, all right, let me pick Meta Knight, and then I'm like, oh, I made Kyle quit a game. Like,
Yeah.
shit, okay. So okay, yeah, when if you want to be Coach Jared to a kid, what format like do you want to do it on? Do you want it to be someone local, or kind of like you don't care if you go to a tournament one day, you find a cool friend who's a pool drowner, and then you help them online? Like, do you have a preference,
I would do
or
either. Doesn't matter to me. I think it would be fun
doesn't matter?
at like any skill level. Any like they just need to want to learn. I think.
What about like relationship level? Do you prefer it to be a friend and like, or like you don't really care? It could just be like someone you might know.
It might be. It would be different because I feel like in a weird way I could be harsher with a friend than I could be with somebody that I don't know.
I can
Because
see that.
like if I'm being harsh, I don't want to be like an actual asshole, but it's like people some people react better if you're like more upfront about it instead of being like
Yeah,
maybe you should do this here instead of be like you're literally losing because you're not doing this in this scenario or this is happening to you
yeah.
every time and it's you're doing the same thing like yeah I think it'd be interesting to do both like I mean, it would be more fun. I think probably more fun if I did it with somebody I knew first.
Kind of test the waters.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. But
You know what I find interesting? You want to be a coach for like video games, and I have like a similar thing of like I want to like train people, but the thing is, me and you have a similar like interest in wanting to kind of like teach
yeah, we're
or
boomers now,
pass
dude.
on
We're
something.
boomers, dude.
No, but is that do we just get to a point in life where happiness is achieved from
Probably,
teaching.
probably. I guess because like if I if I had me now with me learning MK9 when I was 19 years old, if I had somebody with like that much knowledge at that time, I'd
Fuck, we
probably
would be broke.
yeah, I'd probably love it, right? But like like realistically nobody has that. A lot of people don't have that at all. Some people don't even have scenes. So they're like
No.
eggs, like Twitter eggs or like perceived
Yeah.
Twitter eggs and like they have nobody or they don't know how to learn. Like even like AJ's really good, but he didn't know how to
Yeah.
learn. Like he didn't know how to lab for like a very long time. And then once he learned how to lab, it like skyrocketed. But then you had
Yeah. Because you like teach them to learn.
yeah, and then once they know how to learn, then you could do the more like the more like smaller things to learn. Like
Yeah. You got to build their foundation up.
yeah, they like play a first attempt against the character, or like they lost a tournament set to a character, so then you learn the entire character with them, so they don't learn like that'd be fun. And then there's like how many characters in MK11? Like 36 or something, like or more than that. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
I think with everything it's like 30. Isn't it 38?
I have no idea.
Well, anyways, it's close. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's 38 matchups to learn, which is a lot. It's daunting, but it's fun. Well, it's more than 38 because there's like variations, but
Yeah.
yeah, like it could be fun. You can make like probably fun games out of it. Like I mean, right now with my job, I'm pretty much teaching people how to do things. So
That's true too, eh?
yeah,
Are you
like
teaching them how to like test or
yeah,
more like how to like then report said testing?
so like they know how to test, but because I've been working here for like 5 years, and I've worked on this game for a year. I have like a lot of knowledge with a lot of stuff, so I can like it's just knowing everything there is to know and just passing it along on like how you should test things, how you should write bugs, how you should record things properly. Like it's just like a lot of things. Like learning random like that's fun or when there's like a problem that somebody doesn't know how to fix, but like I can figure out how to fix it. Like perfect example was today Ryan got a new monitor and
Okay.
for some reason his monitor was showing up as grayscale and it wasn't picking up the DVI
So
the
random.
display port. It made no sense. He also got a new computer too.
Okay.
So I was with Chris and we were like troubleshooting a bunch of options and then we figured out like for some reason he just needed to roll back the driver and it fixed everything. Which made no sense. It made no sense why that happened. But like it was cool getting to that conclusion. So like figuring out like the small things to other things is like fun. So like even like the little how do I beat this in this scenario? Like the most basic gameplay plan I had with Cassie when I would do back one and then walk back one with punish. The most basic game plan ever. But when I figured that out, I'm like, oh, people are stupid and they press all the time. I figured out how to beat people for literally a month off of one move. Like
Yep.
yeah, so helping
Yeah.
somebody else figure that out would be fun.
I see what you mean. Like figuring something out, like even in a fighting game, that then lets you beat people.
Yeah,
It's like, do you think? I mean, we just like puzzles. Are all of these like just
probably.
other forms of puzzles for you?
Well, I
'Cause
think
it's. I like troubleshooting computers. Like I love it. I mean, it's my fucking job. But I think it's the puzzle aspect
I
that keeps
think
me there. Like, how can I figure this thing out?
I think it is. It's really so it's weird for me. In fighting games, I really don't like finding out combos. I don't like trying to figure that out for whatever reason. But that's basically like finding a puzzle. So
Is it though? It's
it,
a
it
different kind of puzzle.
it is a different kind of puzzle that I don't enjoy, which is really weird. But I don't enjoy finding the base of that puzzle, but I enjoy finding the complex parts of that puzzle. If that makes sense. Like
Okay.
I don't like finding the beginning of the combo. I like finding the setup at the end of the combo, or how to optimize
Okay.
that combo. Right? Like That's what I like. I don't like the. I'm really like I think I'm bad at finding that out. Maybe I'm not, but like with other things, I like figuring out like all of it. I had an example in my head and I don't remember now, but like I like figuring it. Like troubleshooting computers is another thing. Like that's not my job anymore, but it's still fun. Oh, I remember
Yeah.
the example now. So like playing Magic was like solving a puzzle against another person.
Every time, yep.
The same thing, Binding of Isaac is solving a puzzle. The Binding of Isaac board game is solving a puzzle against three, four other people to try to keep yourself
Yep.
alive over them. So like that's fun because you actually have to use like a lot of your brain. So
Yep.
like
That's the same thing with I find with Catan. It's a puzzle with other people.
yeah, that's it. It's super fun. And like I think with coaching in a fighting game, it's solving a puzzle for somebody else. And like you could see their breakthroughs. Like if you were able to track
Yep.
like each area and like you don't know like you could tell how good somebody is. Like let's say like yeah, there was like five areas, and you have them tell you their perceived level in that area, and then you give your
Okay.
perceived level of their area, and then you work with them on the areas they think are like bad or something, and then you see what the actual end result is. But like the middle part is figuring out what to do to get them to the level that you think they should be at, or they think they are at. So like the little things are like super fun. Like even the basic things with Kung Lao, like figuring out how to do like I learned Kung Lao, then I figured out how to do the side switch combos, and that changed like everything. Like
Yep.
that's like one small thing that has like a gigantic impact because now I put you back in the corner in a shit scenario. Like whereas
So that would be something that you prefer to look for as opposed to just like what do I do when I just hit you mid screen like
yeah,
normal stuff.
yeah, like that's so boring to me. It's like okay, you that's the damage combo, cool, but like what else can I do that will put you in like a garbage scenario is more fun for me. So like
Do you
yeah.
feel like it makes it more of your own?
Oh yeah, for sure. I like
Because if you think about Cassie, she was 100% the way you played her like your own style, and
yeah.
all the combos and everything that you did with her, you figured out on your own. You didn't go and say like, "Hey, what does everyone else do?" You literally
Yeah, I did it
just
myself.
acted as if Cassie was you were the only Cassie
Yeah.
player in the world in a sense. Like, this is just how I'm gonna do it, and now let me go see what like let me go play with everyone else now.
Yeah, that's pretty
Like
much it.
you didn't care.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't care. Yeah.
So you get to when you get to make it your and basically every part of her combo was kind of like a setup in a sense.
Yeah.
So when you get to like make it your own, I guess you don't like practicing the parts of fighting games that are like super homogenous,
Yeah.
things that are just
Yeah, it's
like you have to learn how to do like this boring ass MK11 combo. Like
yeah.
I fucking see it. I like how hard could it be? Like scorpion combos, you don't practice them
No,
because
I just know them. Like it's super
you
easy.
just do it.
Yeah, but like learning Kung Lao combos, like the jump to instant dive kick combos, like that was fun because it looks cool. It does a lot of damage, and was it's not hard, but like it's harder than what every other character is doing at least. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'd rather do like I don't like the easy stuff. I'd rather do the hard stuff because like I feel some sort of fulfillment when I could do the hard stuff. Like demo Sonya, like nobody saw me grinding for 8 hours trying to do like the negative edge combos. Nobody saw that, but I was like struggling by myself to figure out how the hell you do that. And then when I figured it out, I was one of three people in tournaments doing that. So like
You know what was sick? Remember at one of the combo breakers, I think when you were fighting Buffalo on stream, they after you won, they replayed like the
yeah,
highlights. Your long ass
the
like
mid screen
screen
50%
grab.
combo, dude.
Yo,
Before that set, KP was gonna go commentate. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna show you some broke shit during this match. And he's like, okay. But what's actually cool about that is I was doing a combo with Sonya that nobody else was doing either, which was like the mid
which
screens.
one?
It was starter grenade, run under stand for grenade, run under stand for grenade, forward
That
two
one,
back one.
yeah.
Nobody else was doing that. That did mad damage. That was a swag combo. See, like that's just fun. That doesn't exist anymore, dude. I mean, with Kung Lao it
No,
does,
there's
but
no. Yeah, there's not really any characters in this game who have like technical combos.
no, it's all linear. Like I play footsies, I put stuff on the screen or whatever. That's it. And then you get your ass
It
clapped
kind
for like 30
of,
percent.
dude. The worst is getting hit by like say you're playing anyone a casual, you can get like down to crushing blowed and they don't even know how they did it.
Yeah, it's disgusting feeling. Like, yeah, I feel like I shouldn't be scared of every opponent that I play. I also shouldn't be scared when I have an 80% life lead and they're at 20%. So like I should never feel fear when I have them almost dead. But
What do you think is a good method for maybe teaching someone who's like you take as like a student? How do you try and teach them to like release that fear? Because you have that experience early on, and you know that that's something like that hinders a lot of people's progress, or like,
What's being
okay,
scared?
you why being scared? Like, how do you help?
Okay, so one thing that helped me a lot. Just by the way, this has been like an hour 50 minutes. I don't care.
What are we at?
1 hour 50 minutes.
Okay, so when we hit 2 hours on the
Yeah,
dot, we're just gonna like,
we can end on this topic if you want. I'm perfectly
yeah,
fine with that.
all
Okay,
right,
so
sounds good. We'll end on this.
the one thing that changed, like, well, I already had this mindset, but really solidified it was, um, there's a Counter Strike player named Shroud. Like, I'm pretty sure you've heard of Shroud. He's like FPS god, and
Yep, I know exactly who that
he
man is.
got a donation once that said, "How come you never get nervous when you're like he when he was playing Apex PUBG when he was in like top 5 and like about to win a game?" And he's like, "They're like, how come you never get nervous when you're about to win a game?" And his answer was, "It doesn't matter because the game doesn't matter. I'm sitting at home playing a game for fun, and if I lose, it doesn't matter. There's literally nothing on the line." So like, let's say I take somebody and their goal is I want to go I want to get to winners finals in my pool, right? Like not even make it out of the pool.
Okay.
And you go to a local and the local has 20 people,
Okay.
right? You
Yep.
shouldn't play scared because the local doesn't matter. Cuz winning the local isn't your goal. Your goal is to get to winners finals of a major, of a
Yeah.
pool. If you lose it at your local, it literally doesn't matter because nothing's on the line. Even getting
Yeah.
to
Exactly.
winners finals of a pool, there's literally nothing on the line at all. It's like you have a perceived thing of how you should be there, but like you have nothing to lose. So if I'm sitting at home playing Combat League, what do I have to lose? Do I have an ego? Like, do I care if like Jimmy 420 with like 3,000? Well, with a lot of ping, I'd be very pissed. But like, do I care like if some random person beats me online, or do I just queue up the next game and take what I learned into the next game? Because like if you
Uh, it depends. Like, if you were talking about back in the day when we were playing, we didn't care, but there's so many people that care because they get their clout clapped on Twitter.
that's okay, yeah, but that's yeah, okay, that's like a different thing, I guess. It depends. Like again, it depends on what your
You're
goal
talking
is.
in the vacuum of that outside of it, like you should. No, I understand the
Yeah,
concept,
yeah.
but
Okay, so
like
basically, like
realistically, no, you shouldn't care how you place at these tournaments because it's not part of your goal. It's your workout.
yeah, like
You go to locals to work out.
another thing people don't probably take into account is your placing isn't your self worth. So if you go 0-2 at a local, nobody cares. Literally, no one cares. If you're going to a local and you want to get better at the game and you go 0-2 for a month straight, but you're learning, then you're winning. Like,
That's your winning.
yeah, you don't there
It's like no go.
no, there's nothing on the line. Like you have nothing to lose. Like when I was playing Smash for fun at the locals, I would just play as hard as I could every game, and if I lose, I don't care who I lose to. It could be a dude that goes 0-2 every week and I lose. It doesn't like there's nothing on the line. Like I'm just trying to learn and get better. Because if I have the mindset of I can go 0-2 for a month, but I'm getting better. Like if I go to a local and I spend 8 hours at the local, but I go 0-2, but I've been playing for 8 hours, that's like what 32 hours 32 hours a month. Let's say 8 hours, like 8 hours a week at just a local, right? So that's 32
Yeah.
hours of offline experience, and your goal is a major 4 months from now. That's like 100 hours of just learning offline from people that are better than you. So if you know how to approach learning better by asking questions, you'll eventually go 1-2. You'll go 2-2, and then even then, like if you win the local, like that's a really good feeling, like good achievement, and like that could matter to you, but it still doesn't matter because it's not like what your goal is. And especially playing online in games, it literally doesn't fucking matter. Like if I lose a game in Valorant, I don't give a shit because I'm trying to learn while playing. I'm not at a major tournament playing for first place and then I lose. Then I would care. But like at home, learning, it doesn't matter. At a local, it doesn't matter. Like that's
You know what's funny? Using a Heidi, you kind of get that feeling because
I
you're
did the
like,
same thing.
shit.
I did the same thing.
It kind of helps you though in a way because it kind of lets you let that go, but it's like a bit of a crutch. But you just get used to shit. Like at the end of the day,
Hmm.
fucking doesn't matter.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of people don't think that way for whatever reason. They have like an ego or how they feel they should be
Yeah,
placing. Ego is
you have
probably
to
the
like
biggest
let
thing.
go of it,
Yeah, I mean it's hard to for sure.
100%.
For sure. I mean, I would have an ego too. Like if I started going to tournaments again but wasn't practicing, I was getting blown out by people I know that I'm better than. Like I would be annoyed, but it's also on me at that point. But like if you're putting
Yeah,
in the work and you're still learning, then
fair enough.
it's fine.
Because isn't that basically similar? I think what Shroud said is similar to what Daigo said, and he's like, I don't care how I do at one tournament. I care about like my journey down the path of
Yeah.
like how I do in fighting games over time. I just worry about how I get better over time, and my results will show itself.
Yeah.
So you
That's
don't
that's it.
care, like, why are you nervous? I don't care right now because like I've been playing for like 4 years and I've been putting in the work. So my confidence is there because I have the skills that I've built up.
Yeah.
You don't get nervous when you have confidence, and confidence comes from like building up on yourself,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, then if
which
you
again is hard work.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It all comes back to literally trying and work, I guess. Yeah. That's pretty much it. But yeah, like that's probably the approach I would take with somebody. Be like, it doesn't matter. Like like in the last like 5 minutes or whatever here. Like the perfect example is Hayate was not good when he first started playing. He
No,
was really bad. I played him and I beat him like 50-0 or something, and now he's one of the best players in the world. So like, yeah, I don't know. Just gotta put in the time, dude. And that's it. Like use things like you can use losing as a motivator, but like it's not the end of the world if you lose. Like if you got better somewhere, if you did better than you did yesterday in one aspect, then like that's good enough. For me, at least, like incremental improvement is better than gaps of improvement. I think.
hell yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
100%.
Like the biggest barrier, like because I felt like I've plateaued before, and the one time I realized I broke a barrier was in MKX when I couldn't beat TJ, and one weekly I destroyed him. And I don't know what changed in my mentality or how I approached how he played, but like he put me in losers and I beat him in grand 6-0. Like, I don't know what changed, but like that was
Oh, I
like
remember that. Yes.
yeah, that was the breakthrough point where I then became the best in the city at that time. When before I was
Yeah.
like okay. So yeah, like it's just incremental like over and over and over until one day you have like that oh wait a minute moment and then everything falls into place with what you've been working on.
Because that reminds me of you saying, like, when you first started checking all of your scores for WoW, that like you're watching these players to see how to get better, and then you got to a point where you're like, I'm no longer learning, and then
Yeah.
you look at your progress and you're like, oh, it
Yeah, like
makes sense. Like I'm there now.
yeah.
I just didn't. They didn't click. I didn't realize that like I built it up
Yep.
because I put it. You were just hardworking the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, exactly. That's that's it. Yeah.
Maybe it's more of an illusion when you're doing something you love, because again, you don't look at it as hard work. You're logging in every day playing fucking amazing and WoW. You don't think you're as good as the people you're watching, but you're having fun and
Yeah.
doing it properly and just
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I got to the point where I'm at, so I don't know.
you're at
Didn't
the top of the mountain now. You're just like, oh fuck, this is what it looks like.
yeah.
Oh fuck, I'm here.
And then now I
That's
quit.
it.
Now I quit, dude. That's it. Imagine.
I know.
No.
Imagine that, dude. That's the worst though.
No,
Imagine
no.
like you know what sucks when a lot of people they have this good process, but they'll win a local and then they think, oh, I made it, and then they'll stop,
Yeah.
and then the people who were behind them didn't stop, and now they can't place anymore, and they're like, fuck,
Yeah.
I plateaued, bro. And it's like, no, you just didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
You thought that like this is all you needed to do, but it's you still got work to go, bro.
Yeah. That's it. Cool. This is actually at 1 hour 59 minutes and 20 seconds, dude.
Oh, okay, we're gonna go for the 40 seconds.
for
And then
40.
once it's like two hours, and then after three. So anytime after three, after 2 hours and 3 seconds, because that's like the good grace seconds, just like I won't even know when it's ended because
That's true.
that's the whole point of this.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Or I could just stop it right now, dude.
Oh, are we at two or what?
I mean, it's at 50. Whatever. I'm gonna post this on Twitter probably anyway. But if
Nice.
for some reason somebody finds this that isn't on Twitter, my Twitter is at mtljer and his is at mtlzaf.
Oh,
So follow
at
us. Yeah, the
MTLZAF.
next time we do
I got rid of
this,
all the underscores, right?
I'll actually put our tags like on the screen. Probably it's a better idea. But
We'll get a graphic by then,
yeah, true, big facts. But
and it'll just be on the screen
true. Okay.
with our yeah at MTLZAF at MTLJR. Peace.
Yeah.